Hey, what's up, guys? This is Kyle here. I got one person here who doesn't eat beef. Got another guy here who only listens to Keith, and we are the YouKnowIGotSoul and Stereo Podcast. We have a special guest in the house. Who's the special guest?
The special guest is the actual fourth member of the team. He digs through our submissions, helps us find the best of the independent R&B artists out there so we can feature them. And he also runs the Soul Factory R&B Showcase here in New York City. Rich
Concert series. Yes. How you doing?
Soul Factory Concert Series.
Yes, it's not a showcase.
What's the difference?
A showcase, showcase, they have some, all right. The showcase to me is for artists that really don't have any, like maybe they don't have an EP out or they don't have any music out or they don't have a full album, in my opinion. Most of the artists that I book, that I try and book, have an EP out or an album out, or they've done one or two albums, or they've been on the independent circuit for a very long time. They're not major; they're just independent. So that's why I don't call the Soul Factory a showcase. It's more like a concert series. Some of the people that are on my show have been doing it for years, whereas showcases have artists that have only been doing it for like maybe 6 months, a year, 2 years, and they're just strictly doing covers. Or some of them may have one or two originals, but they don't have a catalog of music. That's the difference.
All right.
Everybody
makes sense.
Okay.
No, I'm here for the education. It's all good.
Ed, wait, Ed, do they have showcases or concert series down there?
Sure, we have concerts and showcases. We aren't just sitting looking at the telly on our coaches and buggies. The good thing about the South is that we don't have to dig ourselves out of 18 inches of snow, so you have fun with it, homie.
Ed, Tom just called you a Bama in his roundabout area. Like, y'all just Bama's down there. Y'all don't have nothing mainstream. You should really get at him right now. I really think you should have spoken to the juggler.
That term Bama is always so weird to me when it's actually, because when I was in Virginia, like that's what people call, if you're from the country, you're Bama. Now that I live in Bama, I'm like, that's so whack. Y'all got to come up with harder insults, man. Y'all NYC, come harder.
All right. We love to mess with Ed.
All right.
Go ahead, Kyle.
Yeah, let's focus here. A lot of great music has come out. A lot of great music is coming out. I want to first start off with the releases in February. Tom, what are we looking forward to?
Well, first off, we had a release yesterday. Well, Friday. Tank's new album is out. Has anyone checked it out?
I have.
I have.
Yeah, I think. Am I allowed?
Listen to the groans. Like,
guys.
Okay, all right. I'm telling you, this is a new year. Look, this is a new year. This is a new Ed. I'm chilling.
I will start off with something positive.
Mm-hmm.
The intro for that album is amazing.
Fantastic.
That is
I
great.
I agree.
Well,
it's
the thing I'll say about Tank.
Go ahead.
Let me say this about Tank. Obviously, he tried to be younger on this album, and it'll be interesting to see how it turns out results-wise. That's all I know.
Well, I think you brought this point up, Kyle, that a lot of times this is a sequel album, and a lot of times you see a sales boost just from the reputation of the previous album. Sex, Love, and Pain is probably his best-known work. So, I think sales-wise, he'll get a boost from that. And I did love that intro. I will say that.
The intro was good, but he kind of lost me. Like, as I listened more, like maybe the third, or maybe the fourth or fifth song on the album kind of lost me there. I kind of felt everything sounded the same to me. And like I said, I think he's chasing a market that, in my opinion, that's probably not checking for him. But I'm not saying that's negative, but, I think that there's an audience out there that would love to hear Tank do something more grown. And
my question is, did any of you hear any parallels between the original in the sequel.
Only the intro. Only the intro.
Mm-hmm.
Which is very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
do you guys think that if he had named this album something else, that, you know, maybe us as consumers, we would have judged the album differently? Because at least to me, he set the precedent so high with the first Sex, Love, and Pain that when I came into this album, that's what I was expecting, and I got something completely different.
Well, that's what I have been preaching for years against sequel albums, because I think it's very unfair to both the listener and the artist to expect to revisit that time and place where they were. Like, a lot of people say, oh, we want another Confessions album. I mean, Usher was like 10 years younger. Like, you can't turn back the clock to where you were creatively and professionally. And when you put that number 2 on a familiar album, I think it kind of just sets unrealistic expectations for both the artist and the listener. So I would have stayed away from it. If he named it something else, maybe we would have like looked at it in a different light. I mean, y'all know me. My review is going to be the same. I don't care if it's called Songs in the Key of Life. But I'm going to say what I'm going to say. But
well,
I think it does set a bad precedent, unfortunately, for our listeners who kind of are going to go into it and going to get their hopes crushed.
But really, if you think about it, nobody really cares who gets their hopes crushed. They just want you to listen. That's the reason why they named it Sex, Love, and Pain Part 2. They want you to go and listen because they want you to expect that you're going to hear what you heard on the first album. They want you to come there right away. They don't want you to think about it. See, if he had named it something different, Ed, you would have to think about it. You would have a choice. With Sex, Love, and Pain, you don't have a choice. You're going to go and listen because you'd be like, you know what, the first one was hot. I'm going to go listen again. You know? And
Oh,
when
no
you get
question.
there,
No question.
yeah, and then when you get there, they're going to be like, you know what? All right, I got you here, but I don't care what you think after I got you here. You know? You're going to take away 3 or 4 songs out of there that you're going to like and that you can buy and that they still make money on. It's all marketing. You know, it's all trickery because they got me with one song. The B-Day song with Saya and Chris Brown got me. I like this. I'm probably going to buy it. They got my money. You know? So it's all marketing.
You're right. It's marketing. It's marketing. They got me with literally one song, but they, it's marketing. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I was talking to Tom about this. We looked at the track list for the album, and no disrespect to the artist that I'm about to name here, but you know, you're going out to buy an R&B album, and you see names like Rich Homie Quan. You see names like Yo Gotti. Are you really going to be expecting an R&B album when you see those type of features?
Sage the Gemini makes me think of R&B, homie. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I don't know, guys.
It's 2016. It's a new year. Boys chilling.
Rich, why are you laughing?
Huh?
Why are you laughing?
Because I know why he did that. You know exactly why he did it. Why are we all trying to skirt around why he did what he did? Like, he did it because he wanted that young listener. He wanted that money. He wants to get booked. He wants to book. He wants the young people come to his concerts, to his shows. He does not want to be in categorized as urban adult contemporary. He just wants to be in urban, and he wants to be in both. He knows where the money is. That's why he did what he did.
Yeah, but who is successfully doing that? No one's doing that. He just turned 40. Young kids aren't going to listen to a 40-year-old. It's not cool to do that.
How many people actually outside of this group know that Tank is really 40 years old?
I mean, he put on his Instagram, just turned 40. I mean, I'm just saying.
Okay.
Basically.
All right, touche. You got me.
All right, guys, let's focus here.
I'm sorry.
The other feature on the album I forgot to mention is Ed's favorite artist, Chris Brown, his cousin. Who actually just put out
Cousin Chris.
Is that really your cousin?
It is a long-running joke on Soul and Stereo. He's actually like one of those cousins 3 or 4 times removed through marriage weird thing. Like,
okay, all right.
One of those deals.
All right.
Well, I didn't grow up with him playing He-Man. Like, we weren't playing Ninja Turtles together. That's what you're saying.
Well, hold on. Since we're talking about new music, obviously Chris Brown put out his new album, Royalty, and one of the songs on the album one of the songs on the album doesn't feature but samples a song by someone's favorite artist here, Keith Sweat.
Lord help me.
Whose favorite artist is Keith Sweat?
Ed.
Oh, Ed.
Yep.
Okay.
So, Ed, when you first heard that Chris Brown song, give me a reaction.
Tom, it's cousin Chris on the list. Tom, talk to me, homie.
Go ahead.
Well, hold on. Before you go in, like, I listened to that Chris Brown album before any of you guys did, probably. And Ed was asking me for my feedback on that album, and, I'm like, this song is cool, and I intentionally didn't, mention the Keith Sweat sample at all. I made Ed find that on his own, so a day later, Ed was like, wait, why didn't you tell me he sampled Keith Sweat? I'm like, you got to listen to it for yourself. So here we are now. Ed, give me your first reaction.
Well, after I peeled myself off of the floor after hearing this Nobody sample, we got a pacemaker installed. I got my blood sugar medicine popping. Oh Lord, I have heard samples of my man Keith, but that was among the biggest of train wrecks. Now I will say that the remix featuring Keith actually on it gives it a little bit more stability, but Lord help that original version. It sounds like someone put the original song and your favorite trap rapper in a blender, turned that mug up, and was like, drink this disgusting smoothie.
Wow. And that was what I was going to bring up next, is that 2 weeks later, surprise, Keith Sweat's on the remix.
No, I'm trying to get through 2016 without being hospitalized, but we're on it's like January the 24th, and we're struggling. But like I said, Keith did actually add a little something to it. I don't know if it was just a wow factor of he dug up Keith V on this Nobody version of his song, but it came together a little bit better. It's still not on my iPod. I'll leave it at that.
Well, I can. I haven't heard the single. I will go take a listen after we have this convo. But I'm probably thinking they did that because you know how some artists, like new artists, will go and jack somebody's song and not even mention that they were influenced by this artist, and they don't even pay homage to that person. So I guess by Keith Sweat doubling back and putting him on, it's like him paying homage. Like, listen, I respect the old school. I respect it a lot. This is where I got some of my training from, and I just want to put him on a song and say I appreciate what he did, which is cool. I haven't heard the record. I haven't heard the record, but I'm now that you told me that, I'm definitely going to go listen now. So how did you like Kyle, Tom? How did you like that record?
Well, for me, when I heard the remix, I couldn't understand why Keith Sweat would want to do the song because they had him sounding so raunchy on there. It just didn't vibe with what I expect from Keith Sweat, just being honest, Ed.
Have you seen Keith Sweat's live show?
Only once. So maybe that's Keith Sweat, but I don't know. Like, to me,
Keith Sweat cusses like a...
Yeah, Keith gets it in. And people, there's the perception of Keith circa 1987. Keith got a mouth on him, and Keith can be nasty when he wants to.
He's nasty.
Yes, and he can adapt to more urban sounds a lot easier than people kind of expect. But this just sounded like a sound clash. Like, he has done a lot better urban records than this. And again, if I gotta say some disparaging remarks about my man Keith, the times are hard. But it's just, and it was nothing against Keith on this record. It's just, it was not a good fit. It was like, oh, this is a Keith Sweat song. Let's get him up there. Oh, yeah, and by the way, Keith has an album coming out this year. This is some good promo. Go ahead and hop up there. So it wasn't a clean fit, is what I'm saying. Still love my boy more than life itself, though.
Are you admitting to us that Keith needs a check? Is he struggling out there?
Well,
now, did I say that player?
Well, let's see. Is Keith Sweat struggling? I'm going to check right now. There's always celebrity.
No, I know he is not. He probably gets a good amount per show, and he still performs a lot. I don't think
he's getting probably 20 to 25 per show.
He's not in trouble.
Maybe more. He's not
more than that. More than that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Keith Sweat is struggling.
No.
Yes.
He got the radio show, too.
No, he's struggling, buddy. I'm looking at his net worth right now. I don't even want to say it on
That stuff is never accurate. Come on.
It's very accurate. It's very accurate.
That is accurate. Google?
It's very accurate. It's not Google. It's not Google.
What is this?
Can I say it on the air without us getting in any trouble?
Yeah, go.
Negative $250,000. In other words,
Negative?
bankrupt. Yes.
Negative 250. Come on, player. No.
That's what I'm telling you. Go ahead.
I need a lifetime biopic like you did Tony Braxton, and I need to see the receipts for Keith's books. I refuse to believe it.
All right, we need to check someone else. Can we compare against someone else?
Who? Like who? Give me a number. Give me a name.
Someone pick a name. I don't know.
Somebody from his era? Somebody from his era, from back then?
I got it. Genuine.
Who, Kyle? Genuine? That's fair. That's fair. Hold on. Hold on. Genuine. $5 million.
Well, there you go. ILL. How do we know if that's accurate?
It's accurate.
I don't know. How do we?
It's that they're in the ballpark. Whether $1 million or two up or lower, higher or lower, they're in the ballpark. That's about right.
Oh, you're gonna get. This is crazy.
Wow.
In the ball. So apparently Keith is around here bumming for change outside in the snow Collins Park.
Singing
Ed.
someplace.
Okay.
All right, Ed. So with Keith Sweat apparently struggling financially, who better than Chris? Now to sample a song? Nobody.
And give him a check. And give him a check.
Kyle, go back to bed. Go to bed. It's bedtime.
All right, let's focus. The other major R&B release that came out about a month ago was Monica's new album, Code Red.
Yes.
Which was the album that, again, to save R&B. Ed, I know you're a huge fan of the album. I don't know who just said great album, but guys, talk to me about the album.
I
literally was listening to it this morning.
Yeah, I loved it. I loved every track. I think her and Timbaland coming together was a great look. And the sounds were old, but they were new and old at the same time. She had some older sounds with some new sounds, and it meshed together perfectly. And the fact that she has the voice to pull all of that off, I love the album. It's great. Old and young could get something out of this album. It's a good album.
Well, as Kyle and I have discussed before, I absolutely adore the album. I did not adore Timbaland singing all over the thing like Sam Cooke. I don't know what was up with that. But the album itself is fantastic, and she is such an underrated vocalist. When we talk about
very underrated,
like the best vocalist in the game right now, she's never on that list, which is ridiculous. And like Deep, I was listening to that a few hours ago. My goodness, no, one of the best R&B albums of the year. If it had come out like a week earlier, it would have made my list of top 10 of the year. It definitely was.
Not to bring up the rest in peace Natalie Cole, but like I would say that Monica's like your generation's Natalie Cole. Because, Natalie Cole, I'm a little older than you guys, so when I was growing up, Natalie Cole was never amongst the top 10 singers back in the 80s, when she really was. She could sing as well as all of them, but they never put her in that category. And I think Monica is put in that same space where people don't really think that she's relevant, because she's not as present as she should be. Maybe because she has her kids and she'd rather be with her family, and she doesn't really, maybe she don't need the money. I can look up her celebrity net worth right now.
Oh my goodness.
This celebrity net worth, Lord. He's going to have Monica destitute too. Good Lord.
Hold on. I'm going to look it up. What's Monica's last name?
Brown.
Monica Brown. Let me see.
Are we really doing this? All right, I guess so.
Yes, I am. $15 million.
Wow.
She ain't hurting.
But I put her in the same category as like a Tamia, who is not very visible and also has a great voice, but doesn't need to be out and visible because she's got a family.
Yeah,
she's well off.
Yes.
So, and don't look her up. We don't need to know.
Yes, please don't.
Already did. But it's okay.
Oh, my goodness.
Myself.
Okay.
Anyway.
Thank you. So we actually split Monica's album into, You Know I Got Soul top 10 albums of 2015. So I know, Kyle, you like that one a lot.
Yeah, that was a good album. I think, like you guys have both said, the production on that really was a huge highlight. You guys mentioned the song "Call My Name." That was a crazy song.
Yep, it was.
Yeah, but yeah, Timbaland singing. Why is he singing, guys?
I don't know. I mean, Timbaland is just such a creative dude. He's gonna get in there and he's gonna be in his space, and he probably heard her on it and was like, "Oh, this needs a vocalist. I'm gonna sing." And Tim does it, so of course Tim thinks it's the greatest thing ever. And I love Tim, hometown brother, but no.
That wasn't.
Are we still looking at celebrity net worth here?
No.
We're moving on.
We moved on. I'm not looking.
Oh, then. One more. Well, this is actually a new song, and it's like from the most popular singer on the internet, and that's Brandy. Who she put out a new single, "Beggin and Pleadin." She's actually an independent artist now. She released her song on iTunes, and it's on an independent imprint. I think it's her own imprint. So it's interesting to see that Brandy is moving away from the major labels as well. Do you think that's a smart move?
I think so. I think that's a very smart move, based on the fact that her visibility right now is kind of, she has her own show on BET. If she takes the Tyrese route, which I think would be a smart move, and really hit the promotion of that single the way Tyrese did with Shane, it could actually be a win-win for her. So I think she's in a good position to be independent right now. I wouldn't. To her to go and let a label do all of this would be ridiculous when she already has the TV show to promote her the fact that she's visible. So yeah, and I think the song is great. I think the song is a good record. It's not really my taste, but it's very well done. Her voice sounds incredible, and that's all I got.
I have to agree. I mean, I think that the Tyrese route, get major distribution and just kind of run the project out there yourself. But she's have to put in the work. I mean, Tyrese really worked his ass off to get those sales. And he is a celebrity, but Brandy has a big following. She's also a celebrity. So it'll be interesting to see if she's willing to put in the work to do it.
Yeah, what do you guys ask? Ed?
Oh, I'm here. I was waiting, being the gentleman, letting y'all roll first. I love the single. I do think that there's been a little bit of standing on Twitter, believe it or not, stands on Twitter, unheard of, that have kind of made this a little bigger than it should be. But I think it's a very strong song, and I look forward to an eventual album this year. For some reason, people are acting like it's the greatest song ever recorded in the past 10 years. Like, y'all need to dial it back a little bit. But very solid song, and I love the throwback sound on it.
I agree with you.
Actually, guys. No, go ahead, Rich.
No, I agree with Ed. Like, people out there are making it bigger than what it actually is. Like I told you, like I stated before, it's not my taste, but I do feel that the direction she's going in and the production and her voice sounded fantastic. And like going back to what you said, Tom, if she's willing to put the work in and promote the album by doing the things that Tyrese did, it could win. She could win. And some artists just can't be lazy. They just got to go out there and put the work into it. That's all.
Well, it's funny because I wrote an article on Brandy's last album, 211, and I made some points and some problems that I found with the standpoint, and also a marketing standpoint. And I think one of the things I mentioned was she had put It Down, which was a huge single. Second single, Wildest Dreams, didn't really do much on the charts. And I think you guys are mentioning from an independent standpoint, you got to continue pushing. With Brandy on that album, she kind of stopped after the second single and just went on to pursue her role on BET's The Game. So, I don't know. I mean, it's a smart move for Brandy, but she just has to put in the work.
Yep.
Right. I think it's a good start and a good launching pad, but by no means is it like, oh, it's back, it's safe. It's like back to 1998. Never say never all over again. Like, it's too soon to say that, but I do think that it's a great start.
Well, I just wonder what direction she plans to go in with her music, because the last album she tried to be younger. She had the Chris Brown single as well as some younger sounding production. Now she just comes back a few years later with this very grown sound. So, like, I'm just curious, like, who is Brandy right now and who is Brandy going to be musically? Does she even know right now? Like, I'm just trying to figure it out. I don't think she's the type of artist to settle like a Tyrese did and just go urban AC and strictly be, you know, to the grown folks. Because Brandy is a celebrity. I feel like she wants to be relevant to every age group. So how is she going to do that?
You know, Tom has a valid point, because it's very hard for her to, because I think the reason why I believe Tyrese won is because he picked. He made a choice. He made a decision. And he said he made a decision just to promote and cater to what his market was, which is urban AC. He did that, and he did it successfully, and got a Grammy nom for it. So she's going to have to make a choice. I don't think she could do it all, quite honestly. I think she's going to have to make a decision. Who is this album for? What kind of artist am I going to be? And who's my target audience? That's basically it.
And a good thing I respect Tyrese for, he does get a little out of hand sometimes, ranting and raving about certain things, but I'm glad he made a choice, because you see a lot of artists who are afraid to make that choice and just go to the grown lane. They want to, I mean, look at his colleague Tank. I mean, he's still, you know, going with the younger music. And I just think, you know, there's a time when certain artists just need to follow their fans, and what are they into? Make music for them. Don't try to reach, because it comes off as a stretch. It's not natural. So I respect Tyrese in that respect. So I hope other artists follow suit.
Well, let me guys ask you then, who are the Brandy fans? Because I go on Twitter and I see a lot of 14, 15-year-olds who are Brandy fans as well. So should she be targeting those people?
I mean, that's going to be kind of hard, because those teenagers are not going to be the ones buying the CDs. It's their parents, and those parents are my age. So you can't really target those. You can't target them. They don't have money. So, you know. So, you know, what you have to do is you have to make sure there's a fine balance. So she's going to have to make a few for the parents and a few for the 14-year-olds, so that they can listen to the album together. That's her audience. She's going to have to compromise.
Rich, I'm going to need you to go on the network website and check out the network for a 14-year-old.
The network, I'm doing that right now. It's absolutely $14.50 each.
No, but you guys make a good point. It's tough for anybody, not just Brandy, but any R&B artist right now, to make something that caters to all audiences. Look at Usher; he tried, and he's still without an album, so it's gonna be tough.
But you're not looking. You're not paying attention to what. I mean, I'm not saying you're not paying attention. I'm paying attention to what Usher is doing, and quite honestly, Usher has stays in rotation. Usher hasn't had an album in how many years, Tom? Maybe 5 years? 4 or 5 years? 4 years. 4. Usher hasn't had an album, but he stays in rotation because he's dropping singles left and right, dropping a single. He's trying to see what sticks. He's trying to see what people are listening to. And when he drops his album, people are going to be like, woo. They're not going to be like, he didn't drop it. He's always been on the radio. Usher had almost 5 songs on the radio last year alone. You can't tell me he didn't. He stays in rotation. He's not stupid.
That's another topic for another podcast. We always talk about Usher.
And plus, Usher doesn't belong to us anymore. Usher is an international artist. He don't belong.
That's what I said. Exactly. He's gone.
He's gone. He's not ours. He's not R&B. He's not pop. Usher just goes where Usher's just Usher. He's an entity all by himself. That's it. You know, he's an island by himself. Usher is Usher. Anyway, what's next? Sorry, Ed. Where you at, Ed?
Ed is chilling, dog. I'm just letting y'all run because I don't want to hop in and cost Tom money right now, so we good. Since Keith apparently only has $14 in the bank, I'm trying to be careful with Tom's money at least.
Well, we've got some other. How about this? We've got some upcoming albums for R&B this year, but Keith, I think, announced his album is coming in April. What is your preview of Keith Sweat's new album, Ed? What do you expect?
Well, I think both our sites have kind of highlighted his new single, Good Love, and it's okay. I mean, it's not horrible by any means. It's solid. It seems to me it feels more like an album cut than a blockbuster single. And Keith's albums rarely are horrendous. They're almost always solid. So I'm hoping going forward that we get a little bit more kind of a more distinct sound from him. So I think the album, of course, is going to be solid, but I'm going to have to defer and see what comes in the future before I christen it yet another classic, because my boy has a few on his radar. So we'll see going forward.
Another album we've got coming out soon is Lion Babe's debut album. I know we're all fans of them, the new duo. Rich, what do you think of Lion Babe?
I like the direction they're going in. I think their production is fresh. It's new. I think her voice is classic. But we know the lineage she comes from. I actually think she sounds better than her mother. But I think that it's promising. I also like the fact that she's not playing on that whole situation, who her mother is. Yeah. So the music speaks for itself. And so far, I haven't heard anything bad from that duo. So I have yet to catch a live show from them. I actually would love to book them, but I don't know if they're in my price, if they're in my pockets can afford them now. Maybe last year I had an opportunity, but I don't know if I can do that now. But I would love to book them, to get them on my show. That would be nice. Not my show, my concert series. Sorry. Every time you messed me up.
Oh, boy.
No, but I like them. I like Lion Babe.
Yeah, I agree. I really think that they have an opportunity to bring a really fresh sound that harkens back to R&B roots and then can connect with new listeners. I really think that I don't want to hype them up too much and put too much pressure on them, but I think that they really have an opportunity to be huge. So I'm really looking forward to what they have this year.
You know what this takes me back to? And Ed, tell me if you agree. Groove Theory. Remember when Groove Theory hit? Like in the late 90s?
Very much. So that's a great comparison. That is really good comparison.
Mm-hmm. This reminds me. That's why I'm like they might have a shot. And if they could stay together and work together, they could go far. But look what it did for Amel LaRue. She's still performing and she's still doing her thing and she still sells out shows. So this is like the second coming of Groove Theory, in my opinion.
That's a great comparison. I hadn't even made that one.
Wow.
Another album we've got coming out in a few weeks is Maya's new one. And believe it or not, a lot of people don't realize she's been releasing albums independently for the past 5 or so years, EPs, albums. So I'm expecting another good project from her out. Have you guys checked out any of her previous releases of EPs?
I have. They're hit or miss. Some are really good. And some are really bad. But
tough critic here, jeez.
What? It's the truth. Some are really, really good, and some are really bad. But the last 2, I believe, have been really good. Have been decent. And I just want to see her do more shows. I want to see her do more things. I don't want to see her swinging on poles in strip clubs or dancing. I saw that. I didn't like it. Hurt my feelings. Because that Maya's like my girlfriend in my head. Don't let my wife hear that. She'll probably kick my ass. But
boy.
I think her new music. I think she's definitely talented. Her music is I always liked it. She's a great performer. She can sing. We just got to figure out a way to get her to New York City so we can see what she's doing. I mean, between Tom and myself and in New York, we could probably get her something to see what she's doing. I'm sure we can.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we really put our minds together, we could actually get her a show just to see what she does. with it and see what the music sounds like. If she could just come off all that extra stuff that she needs to be here, let's just make it happen. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's well, I've been covering shows in New York City for 5 years now, 6 years, and I've never been to a Maya concert. I've never seen a Maya concert, and I'd love to. So
let's just make it happen. Let's just make it happen. I mean, I think at this level where we are now, we could probably make it happen. Let's
absolutely.
just make it happen. You know, let's just put it out there in the universe that we're going to bring Maya to New York City in 2006.
We're putting it out there in the universe.
Put it out there.
You just reminded me of something, though. This is a changing subject real quick, but we did this article recently. Kyle wrote this article, and we actually got dissed by an artist, kind of, by Pleasure P. Kyle, can you touch on that? We tried to get him as a guest on our podcast to talk with us.
Right.
But,
right. So I did an article. Tom and I and Ed have talked about this for a while now, but it's shout out to our YouTube listener, Lachelle Wallace, because she actually gave us the inspiration to put together this article. But there are all the young R&B artists that came in the 2000s. You know, we're talking about Mario, Lloyd, Jay Holiday. And no disrespect to them, because I know some of them are still putting out music, Pleasure P, but it doesn't seem like they've been able to have the impact that the previous generation had. You know, they started off a little younger, but they also, you know, saw more initial success. But where are they in 2006? Because it doesn't seem like a lot of them, aside from Chris Brown and Trey Songz and Neo, are really doing anything.
So, what happened with Pleasure P?
Yeah, so I put together the article, posted it on Instagram. Pleasure P. I tagged all the artists, too, just so they could see it. Probably not the best idea, but I did that. Pleasure P read the article and said it was the stupidest article ever and that none of it was true. And some of the points that I just made were that during the 2000s, everything was so single-driven that, you know, these young artists weren't able to develop their own identity, that they were all chasing after the same sound. And as a result, they weren't able to develop their artistry as well as their fan base. So, you know, Pleasure P has his own opinion, and we respect it. But I mean, the question then is, you know, where are they right now?
Why did you think he thought it was stupid? What was his exact response?
This is the stupidest article I've read all year. None of this is true.
That's what he said.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
Kyle and Tom, do y'all want me to? Do you want me to step in here?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to use my words and choose them nicely and wisely. And I will preface this by saying, as you know, as Tom and Kyle know, and many of our listeners know, I am a legit columnist and journalist. An award-winning one, not to brag, but I got them awards, dog. And I do this in real life. And part of a journalist's job is to present facts on both sides of the aisle that are impartial. And my guy Kyle, that's what he did in his article. And if you read the article, it does not paint Pleasure P in a bad light. He didn't say Pleasure P is a one-hit wonder or from a group that nobody remembers or anything like that. He said that there was some talent here that could be better utilized. And here are some ways. Let me offer some ways that we can help your career. Kyle is actually giving you some pointers to help you out, homie. So when he did that and it wasn't a hit piece on Mr. P, it was a kind of a overview of artists from a specific era saying this is where we're missing and this is how they can contribute. So Pleasure P got all up in his feelings about it. And if he read the whole article instead of focusing on just his one part, he would have seen that this was an overview that was talking about and helping the state of R&B. So my challenge to Pleasure P and to other artists like them is to look beyond their own insecurities and look at how that they can support the genre in full, because that's why R&B right now is in the state it's in, is because there are lots of artists out here so focused on what they're doing and how they can get over and how they can put out songs that can only reach, they can get them on radio really quick when they are all out of their lane and out of their age group. And instead of thinking about ways to grow their sound and grow the genre in total, which is what Kyle's article was about. So, Pleasure P, if you disagree, we have this podcast where we would love to debate. We would love to hear your side of the argument, and we would love to debate this with you. But you got to realize, homie, that this is more than just you and your career. We are talking about R&B in its entirety. That's what Soul and Stereo does. That's what You Know I Got Soul does. So, my brother, if you want to have this conversation, this forum is here for you. We'll be glad to hear, and we would be glad to promote your music and talk about how you can help R&B as a whole. But if you're just going to talk about all you're going to do, you got Twitter and Instagram for that. So stay where you stands, and we'll just keep on looking.
I agree with that. Well said. I'm going to clap right because I was well said. I have nothing to add to what he just said.
I was trying to be nice, so okay.
That was well said.
I'm sipping on my lemonade, though.
You know what?
No, but fellas, he's right. He's right. Ed is right, and a lot of those artists they refuse to evolve. And you know, if you look at other artists who are out around, even some of the let's take case in point. One of our favorites, Tom, Joe. You and I, we like Joe. We love Joe. Mm-hmm. Joe was one of those artists that was major in the mid-'90s to the late '90s. He was major. And Joe is smart. He noticed what was going on in the industry, so he took that independent route. He took that independent route and decided, you know what, I'm going to take my popularity as an artist. I'm going to go independent. I'm going to do this for myself. He continued to make music. He never stopped. Never, ever stopped. Right? And he worked hard. Joe was always touring. Joe is always in some venue, but he stays humble and he keeps making good music for his fans. And that's what a lot of these artists don't want to do. They don't want to evolve. They still want to be on top. They still want to be number one. And you know what? You can't be number one all the time. Sometimes you have to let some of those things go and evolve and just change. You know, just cater to the fans that you had back then because they're still there and they still want to hear from you and they just forget. You know, Mario still has fans. Mario's fans are probably 35 now. They still want to hear music. Why not make it for them? That's all I got.
Well, I mean, in their defense, I will say that there is a part of the game where you want to make money, and that means you have to appeal to the mainstream. So you have to do little things and put Fetty Wap on your song and garbage that makes my skin crawl, but I understand why you do it. To my point with Mr. Pleasure P is this ain't 2004 anymore, homie. So you can't keep acting like that it's still 2004 and, you know, they're playing Did You Wrong on the radio every 5 minutes. You have to accept criticism and accept that these are ways that you can help. We're fans. We want to help you branch your sound and give you a new sound, and we want you to succeed because we love the genre. We won't want the genre to fall into the crevices where people are telling me that Trap Queen is an R&B song because R&B is so void on the radio right now. So we're trying to help you out. So if it would behoove these artists, instead of throwing stones and acting like they still got hits on the radio, to listen to the constructive criticism. And whether you agree or disagree, you know, that's your prerogative, cool. But don't attack the people that are actually trying to help you out, is what I'm saying.
And the interesting thing is he hasn't had an album since 2009. So I take that for what it's worth.
That's not by
and
choice.
They had a hit since way before then, but take that for what it's worth.
Probably not by choice, but he probably doesn't have the resources to get one done.
But look at an artist. Look at an artist of the same generation, I think, who did a good job, and that's Jay Holiday. He put out an album a couple of years ago on his own, and I thought it was a pretty solid album. It wasn't too commercial, and I thought it was a good blueprint for some of these other artists to follow.
It was let's put it this way, it was age appropriate for him, that album.
Yeah.
I listened to it, it was age appropriate.
And Jay Holiday was mentioned in that article that Kyle wrote, if I remember right, so I agree.
It was age appropriate, so I don't know what these artists want or what they want to do. If they want to, they want that superstar that they used to have. I mean, that comes and goes. You're not going to maintain. Not everybody gets that. You understand? That's something that you may have 10 artists, maybe one or two may transcend to that international level, like Usher or Michael Jackson or whoever, or Trey Songz. This doesn't happen often. Honestly, I think August Alsina got lucky, but I don't know. I think he got lucky. I don't think he got lucky. Do I think he's an amazing singer? No. He sounds just like Trey to me, but he just got lucky. And right place, right time, and right songs. That's it. Do I think he's going to have a long career? No. But these are what people like to hear. 2 years from now, you're not going to hear nothing from August Alsina. But I didn't say that. I said it. I Got Soul didn't say it.
Wow.
Ed didn't say it.
Soul Factory said it.
Oh, Ed said
Soul Factory said it.
You can put that on Ed, too.
Ed said
yeah,
it,
you
too.
put that on Ed, too.
Oh, boy. Wow. All right, Kyle, take us home.
All right. Yesterday they aired the Toni Braxton biopic, right? Anyone catch that?
I watched it.
Yes. I watched it, and in fact, and we can talk about this, we usually wrap up with this, but Soul and Stereo featured Toni's 7 best albums following that. So go to soulandstereo.com and check out her discography ranked from 1 to 7. Anyway, to the biopic, it was okay because with Lifetime, the bar has been set so low that you expect it to be entertained by Twitter and the memes and not what you were watching on TV. But it was okay. I did prefer the behind the headlines or after the headlines, whatever it was called, the little documentary after the show. I thought that was better than the movie, but it was pretty decent, I thought.
I thought it was well done. I thought it was very good, actually. I thought that, some of the stuff that they touched on, she spoke on. The only thing that I didn't know about her boob job. I didn't know she had a boob job. I didn't know. I thought that was all natural. Dang, she took the dream away from me.
She had a bunch of jobs. That's just the only one they focused on.
I know, right? She got her nose done, too, I think. But anyway.
Oh, yeah.
She got the nose done and the boob job. But also, too, I did not know that she had gotten $22 million from LaFace Records when she filed that lawsuit. And I had no idea they put a 10-year gag order on her, that she could
Nobody did. Yes,
nobody knew that. And that's you see how we judge? Like remember back then when it first happened, Ed, how we judged and said, she out there spending money on Gucci this, Prada that, whatever, and nobody knew. And
nobody knew, but I will say, and a lot of times, this is cynic journalists coming out. I felt like a lot of times this movie felt like, see, y'all thought I spent this money, but here's a movie to prove that I actually got some money, ha-ha. So I felt like that was like a little bit too much of the focus. But let's not forget, she did spend kind of recklessly. She was buying Gucci silverware.
Yeah,
but beyond that, she was not broke and impoverished like like some folks who Googled saying Keith is $1 million in debt. I'm gonna have to see that movie come out to disprove that. But my point is, it was a chance for her to set the record straight. It was decently done. I'm not gonna say it was the greatest movie of all time. It was decently done. And to your point, it was good for her to set the record straight. And people that way don't have to judge and say, Toni Braxton was broke after 2 albums, because we were saying that in the 90s.
We were, and she really wasn't. When she took that hiatus and she disappeared for those years, she had got. I didn't know she had that $22 million check, but she did. She had it. She was chilling. Did. She sure had that money, and she was chilling. And I like I said, I thought it was well done. I'm sure she didn't put everything in the movie, but I still think that she's a solid artist, and she still has more to come. I just think that she needs to, put more effort into cater. Like, look, she won a Grammy with the album she did with Babyface, right? That means that people still out there listening to her. They still want to hear from her. She's a legendary artist. Nobody can take that away from her. She's a legend. She's up there, and she has to keep it going. And she's not even 50. She's not 50 yet. She can keep this going for a long time. So that's all I got to say. Tom? Kyle?
I didn't watch it, but I would like to hear a new solo album from her. She's still an elite artist. People love that album she had with Babyface.
It was a great album too. I loved it.
Kyle, you want to end with our food discussion, Kyle?
I was just going to say, I'm on soandstereo.com right now, checking out Ed's rankings, Tony Braxton album. Ed, can I sit on this podcast and tell him the rankings?
Yes. Well, no, don't give it away, but you can give away number one, but don't give away the whole ranking.
Number one is the self-titled album, Tony Braxton. I think I'd agree with this list. Yeah. But anyway, let's get into the food discussion because it's getting crazy out here. Obviously in New York right now, it's snowing like crazy. Guys, what did you guys have during the winter holidays?
What? Are we really doing this?
Yes, we always finish up with a food question. Yes, this is part of it.
Thanks for tuning in, Rich. I'm sure you haven't listened to any of ours yet.
Wow.
Man.
On blast,
I have listened. I just haven't gotten all the way to the end.
Okay.
I haven't gotten to the end. What did I have during the holidays?
Has anyone tried the patty cake? I mean, the pie?
No.
Yes. And it's funny you say that because I had not had one, but we had a New Year's Eve party, and someone brought the Patti LaBelle pie to the New Year's Eve party. And it is okay. It is like the Tony Braxton movie. Like, it's better than you thought, but it is not the greatest pie you ever had in your life.
Oh, my God.
It's not. What was the homie that did the video? I can't think of his name. Like, I don't know if he's never had pie before in his life. It was not good enough for me to be singing on my own, but it was all right. I might sing some fatty, but that's it.
That dude did that for a reason. First of all, that dude was a foodie. He liked food, and he's a singer, and it got him where he needed to be, which was on stage.
No, it got him. It did.
So,
I can't hate the grind. The hustle was on point. I ain't mad at that.
Hustle was dope. He did what he had to do. Because, Steve Harvey got bacon out there now, too. But anyway.
Steve Harvey has bacon?
Yes, he has bacon. Yes. Google it. I'm telling you, it's going to come up. He cooked bacon. Yes, he does.
All right, Tom. What's your go-to holiday food?
Well, I have a food to comment on. I was in Disney World a couple weeks ago, and they were selling like these giant turkey legs, and people were just walking around chomping on them. I couldn't understand what was going on. You guys eat turkey legs?
No, I hate turkey legs.
Yes, I like turkey. I mean, I don't eat it like a barbarian, like those people at the park. I've seen that.
Like it's not the Flintstones, right?
Yeah, like the freaking Flintstones. But I mean, I make them every once in a while. You just bake them and hook it up. They're good.
It was finger licking good, apparently.
Use a knife and fork, though.
No knife and fork necessary. You just chomp right on it.
My God. I mean, act like it's the 21st century, people. Put a knife and fork to it.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that's all I know. I don't really do food, so I had some Greek yogurt today, though.
Rich, what about you? Holiday food? Anything?
Oh, I'm trying to think. What did I eat for the holidays? Oh, I don't know. I was working.
What's your favorite food, Rich?
My favorite food?
Yeah.
Come on, Tom. You know what that is. You've been around me enough.
Tell us.
Five Guys burgers. I'm a burger junkie. Any burger, all burgers, I will eat. I have to eat a burger at least twice a week, or if I'm not right. I'm not right. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm a burger junkie. If I see a burger commercial, I have to leave my house and get a burger. I don't care from where.
Wow.
I'm a gourmet burger junkie. Yes. I need a class. I need some type of intervention.
Five Guys is hot. My wife loves it to death, but I mean sometimes it's a bit too much. Like I have to be in a mood for it. But this joint's nice. It's nice.
No, I sneak a way out of. I go to Five Guys like every week. Yeah, it's bad.
No, my heart literally can't take it. No.
My heart's probably going to shut down in like a year or so if I keep going.
How does it make you feel when you see the bag and it's just like dripping grease through the bottom?
I feel good. I feel like I've been...
Wow.
I feel like I've had a hard week and I deserve all this grease. Give it to me. I'm going to eat it. I'm going to suck it down. It's all good. I'm taking it. I don't care. It's peanut oil. They cook it in peanut oil. How unhealthy is that? Is that really unhealthy?
Kyle, that's like when we were in New Orleans. There was grease everywhere.
Oh, yeah. That was good times.
Everything was cooked in... Oh.
Oh, if I went to New Orleans, I'd have a field day. I'd probably come back looking like Ruben Studdard. I'm telling you that.
Oh, my God. Ruben Studdard. So
I would. You'd see the grease on my lips. What happened to you? Nothing. What'd you eat? Everything.
Oh, my goodness.
All right, guys, let's go.
On that note, wrap it up.
That's going to be it for this week's edition of the podcast. I mean, we haven't done one in a while. I want to first off thank Rich for coming on this podcast and giving us great entertainment and also letting us know the celebrity net worth of Keith Sweat. We're probably going to use
You're
that.
going to have to be working at Five Guys now, apparently.
Rich, thank you. And, anything you want to add?
No, I want to add. Can I add that the Soul Factory's opening show for the year is February 12th at BB King's. You know, we have the best music for the best listeners. Please come on through. You can look it up on Ticketmaster at BB King's, or you can go to my Facebook, Richard L. Johnson, Soul Factory Presents, and hit me up there. All right.
Perfect. Ed, anything you want to add?
Of course. Thank you all for checking out soulandstereo.com. I got some more stuff up there for you. As we already mentioned, we're ranking Tony Braxton's discography, heard 7 albums. So go there, check it out. Tell me what I got wrong, because I'm sure that's what y'all do. I also have a review of Anderson .Paak's new album, which took me by surprise. I really like it, so check that out. Yes, and I was not ready for that. And another post that people really love, on a whim, I just randomly did a post of 20 cartoon memories from the 80s and 90s that, like, we'll never forget. People love that post. So if you want to go back and look at old school Transformers and G.I. Joe and He-Man and whatever else, I got Killer Tofu with Doug. Like, go check that out. People love that post.
All righty.
And Tom?
Just looking forward to all the new R&B coming out, and we'll continue to support it.
All righty.
All right, guys.
All right.
All right, you guys. All right,
later.
We'll tune back in another time, and we'll have another podcast. But until then, we are out.